I'm a simple guy with simple good looks and a simple mind. So when I find a simple tool that can simplify my woodworking tasks, I simply have to have it. Case in point, these little hockey pucks. At least that's what I thought they were when I first saw them. But when I took it out to the pond and gave it a whack with the stick, I found out these things really don't want to slide. In fact, if you put them on just about any surface and try to push them, they don't want to go anywhere. So that got me to checking them out. And that's when I noticed what's written here on the side. Bench Cookie Plus. Oh, that sounds delicious. Look, I'm not an idiot. I'm like 99% sure you can't eat these things. But the idea of cookies in the workshop has always intrigued me. And I'm especially excited about the plus part, because that's a word I can get behind. I wear plus size clothes. I always say plus cheese at restaurants. Plus means extra value. So I spent some time checking out the pluses and the minuses of these little woodworking miracles, and I was pleasantly surprised. They're actually better than the first generation bench cookies. Here's what I mean. The original bench cookies were a great idea. So great that everybody started copying them. They say the most sincere form of flattery is intellectual property theft. I've tried the other brands and they're alright. They work. I mean, it's kind of hard to screw up a big hunk of something covered in neoprene, which is exactly what Mrs. Stumpy said when she saw me in my wetsuit. The problem with all these imitations are they just lack a certain something. And I'm not just talking about the cookie shape, although I do insist on as many things as possible in the workshop being shaped like cookies, or pies, or deep fried meats. But then it hit me. Actually, it hit the smart folks over at Rockler who come up with these ideas. It's the accessories that count. So they took their original idea and they made it even better by tricking it out with all sorts of handy-dandy little doodads. Want to keep something from sliding around? Put some bench cookies underneath it, and it's not going anywhere. Afraid your cookie might still slide? Put a couple of the little riser posts on it and slip it into a regular bench dog hole. Need some extra clearance underneath? Try out one of the longer risers. Don't have any holes in your bench top? Well, just pair a couple up into a nice little cookie sandwich. Got some finishing to do? Well, just snap on some of the cookie cones and you can finish one side and then flip it over and do the other. Need to get somebody's attention? A well-thrown bench cookie is aerodynamic and will barely leave a welt. And the folks over at Rockler must know how much blue-collar woodworking fans like to make their own jigs, because they made these little T-track attachments for their bench cookies. If I had to say something bad about them, they don't seem to fit in either the Craig or the Incra T-track. But I like to buy my T-track from Rockler anyway. Just keep that in mind when you're jig making. The Bench Cookie Pluses are the best thing in my workshop named after a food, and for that, they're one of my favorite things.